a Kevin Smith superfan. I saw Clerks 1 in theaters when it first came out when I was in high school.
This movie was made for you.
2008, 2010, he thought he was done directing, and he thought he would just be a podcaster. And then he did Red State. Since then, we've gotten Clerks 3, Tusk, Red State. The main cast is made up of people that I've never heard of before, with supporting actors that I have heard of before.
Most people come to movies to escape their lives. Movies make life make sense.
And all I want to do is watch movies with you.
Is that so?
What do you want to do?
Have sex and get pregnant.
You know, it's a little surprising that it's not higher on the list. This is Kevin Smith's latest film. This is a coming-of-age film. It is not really in the View Askew-universe with, like, Jay and Silent Bob and all of them.
No.
It looks more like, in the same way that Steven Spielberg found a young Steven Spielberg type for The Fabelmans, this looks like Kevin Smith found a young Kevin Smith type for the 4:30 movie. And this is basically just him as a teenager in the 80s, going to the movies with his friends and trying to get
right
the girl.
After school.
Yeah. And having the summer fling and going to the movies and having that summer fling with a girl that he really likes. It's that simple. It's not complicated. Yeah, coming of age film, which is
a small group of high school film fans.
Yeah, and it is interesting too because Kevin Smith, obviously this is right in Kevin Smith's wheelhouse. But what is interesting is the main cast is made up of people that I've never heard of before, with supporting actors that I have heard of before, like Rosario Dawson, like Kate Micucci, like Justin Long, showing up in Kevin Smith films.
From his, exactly. People
and
that he's worked with before.
And even Kevin Smith's daughter, Harley Quinn Smith, showing up in the movie, within the movie, not to get too meta, but yeah, Austin Zajur, Siena Agudong. I'm a Kevin Smith fan. I saw Clerks 1 in theaters when it first came out when I was in high school, so I am of that age that I'm... Yeah, so...
This movie was made for you.
Yeah, because Kevin Smith is like 5-6 years older than I am, so if as we do YouTube, we always say, what's your target audience? It's usually you 5 years ago. So if that's the case, I am definitely the Kevin Smith target of what he was 5 years ago, have been for the last 30 years. So yeah, I'm a Kevin Smith super fan. If you're a Kevin Smith film fan, my guess is you'll probably want to watch this in theaters too. I've seen all except I think 2 or 3 Kevin Smith movies in theaters, so I'm not going to try and break that streak with this one. I like the looks of it. It looks pretty basic. It doesn't look like it's trying to reinvent the wheel. Hopefully this is Kevin Smith being Kevin Smith.
And you'll notice my old ass highlighted because this is one of the ones I was jealous about. The 4:30 movie gets a different kind of highlight. Bring that back to me. It's got a cool premise. I feel like there's a nice wide thing, because this really kind of hooks into me as well. I think any real film fan, whether you're a critic, a filmmaker, a YouTuber, whatever, if you're really big into just going to movies, seeing movies, this thing was like, this should kind of hook into you. But I will push back on one level, DMG.
Okay.
The way Smith now makes his movies, he makes them at a low budget, and so the nobodies and friends, and then he four-walls it. This isn't even getting it's not really getting a limited release. It's going to go on tour, and he'll come with it. And if there's a friend around who will also join him on stage, that's the way. That is not even a limited release. That's not a release.
Roadshow style.
And you guys, this is a movie I'm looking forward to when it ends up on some streamer, because I am never going to see it. Most people will never see this in a theater because he's only going to go to those major markets. You have a decent chance because, Las Vegas ain't that far from LA. Or you could either drive there when it's in LA or wait until it comes, because it'll probably come to Las Vegas. It ain't ever coming to Winnipeg.
Well, really,
he's not coming here, although he has been here. He's made movies here.
Nice.
He's familiar. But yeah, you know, the his model now, which I totally get, totally respect, but I limited myself to theatrical releases. Whereas then I found out, oh, DMG, Christmas apparently is part of fall now. And
Well, Canada it sure is.
releases,
Darn it.
well, the streamer, the this, the that. For sakes. So anyway, but so it would never be on my list, but I'm glad you put it on my radar because it does. It sounds like a cool movie. And if it came to Winnipeg, ended up in our art house theater, totally Jim and I would be up for this. I like movies as in some ways a Canadian director's homage to their childhood working in a video store and that. And we went and saw it with the director there as she's four-walling her film, as she four-walled her film around Canada, and it was well worth the experience.
You know, and like for example, part of the reason why I say the roadshow version of it, when Clerks 3 came out a couple of years ago, because everything now is digital, most of the time theaters now are just able to download the 4K copy of a lot of these films, which is how I was able to see it in the suburbs at just a Century Theaters, which is one of the main theaters here in Las Vegas. So, you know, I hope that you're able to watch it in Winnipeg, just being able to download films like they are now, than not having to have actual
he's
physical
not
prints.
doing that. That isn't what he does. Literally, I found the press release. We're going to tour it. It's like there will be no, and you can, I suppose what I could do is try and put on a local screening. I'm not that interested in that. Again, I'll wait till it's on streaming.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it ain't coming to my town. It ain't coming to the vast majority of people here. It's not coming.
Gotcha.
They're not going to see it in the theater. That both sucks, but it isn't a terrible thing either. You will get to see it. It'll come on streaming eventually, or video on demand.
And Blu-ray and DVD.
And he gets to make the movie he wants to make. Like that, I remember seeing an interview with him, and that was the heart of it. He's like, I do it this way. Oh, it was on Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum podcast. Great interview with him. He went through why he does it the way he does it. He's like, listen, I'll never get to make a real movie. Not real. Let's put air quotes. I'll never get to make a big movie, but now I'm okay with that. I do it the way I do it. And that means I get to make the movie I want to make with the people I want to make it with. And this is how I do it now. Well, and it's like, great. Then he gets to make the movie he wants. We'll eventually get to see it. He's not making nothing about this movie says, oh, the only way you can enjoy it is in the theater. Everything says, I'll be able to enjoy that at home.
Well, you know, it is interesting too, because we are definitely into the second act of Kevin Smith's career. I've seen a few interviews with him where he talked about how he thought, around 2008, 2010, 2012, he thought he was done directing, and he thought he would just be a podcaster from then on out.
Yeah.
And then he did Red State, and that kind of reestablished his directing juices, if you will. And since then, we've gotten Clerks 3, we've gotten Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, or I forget the exact title, but we've gone back to the View Askew universe. We've gotten more original productions from him, including Tusk, Red State, all films that I really like. And again, I am a huge Kevin Smith fan, and even when he does stuff like, oh god, what was the police one that he did with Tracy Morgan and Bruce Willis? Wasn't a great film, but at least it was good.
I can't remember what it was. I kind of remember it.
Yeah.
I can see the poster, but the name, no.
Yeah, not the most memorable film, but Kevin Smith at his best is best when he's doing
movies, close quote.
Yeah, and he's at his best when he's doing low budget indie films, just telling the story that he wants to tell. So Kevin Smith for me, definitely want to go see it. And when I did see Clerks 3 in theaters here in Vegas, it was roadshow style. So there was only like one showing per day at the suburban theater. And it was interesting because by limiting the amount of show times, Kevin Smith fans had to go and sit shoulder to
room.
shoulder during
You
COVID
get a
era.
vibe, energy.
And I think that actually added to the experience of it. So, yeah, I'm a huge fan of Kevin Smith and the 4:30 movie. So, all you Kevin Smith super fans, are you going to watch the 4:30 movie in theaters? I know I will be there in theaters. I don't know if I'm going to be there opening night, but I definitely plan to watch the 4:30 movie in theaters, assuming it comes to town where I'm at. If it comes to town where you're at, are you planning to watch it in theaters? Are you a true Kevin Smith super fan like me? Let me know in the comments section below this video. I've been Dragon Movie Guy. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.